So Adam and I are doing a bunch of little oddball stuff to get this place wrapped up. All that we're waiting for is the plumber and the electricians. I still think probably have like today to finish up their roughing, and I think maybe what for the HVAC guys, like maybe a half day or something. Yeah. So a couple oddball things, but today I wanted to talk a little bit about roof penetrations. So we're in the half bath and we have a little baby fan up above me there. In the master bathroom, we actually have two fans. We have one here, and then we've got a big boy here that kind of the design there is any steam that kind of rolls up and out of the shower will head its way over and get taken out with that fan. So I've got, I think, 5 total roof penetrations to deal with today. Let me show you what we got. So out in this front porch, we were able to chase this fan. I'll maybe zoom her out. We were able to chase this fan over above the half bath ceiling and then turn it and come out. And then the half bath, a little cute fan there, comes out here. So we're gonna do three roof penetrations here. We've got 1, 2, 3 bays that are flat, so we're going to come off kind of equal distant from the wall, and we're going to plug in the little half bath. We're going to put a mushroom vent on this guy, and then we're going to do another half bath, or the other bath fan over here. So there'll be 3 roof penetrations here. And then I know one person noticed in my roofing video with the shingles that we didn't have a vent on this roof, and I didn't have it yet. So we're gonna cut a vent for the roof in the center bay. And then we've got the big fan for the master bath will come out up here. So I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna send it out yet, but I got plenty of room here. So we're gonna get 2 roof penetrations through this one. So while it's cool out, I'm gonna go jump up on the roof and start peeling back some shingles, cut in some holes, and get these guys wrapped up before it gets super hot. So these are the bath fan roof units here, and something that I like to do, so we buy the pieces separately, which is just about the same money as buying like the kit, if you will. So you got to buy this little collar guy, and then you have to buy the actual flashing that goes up on the roof with the vent on it. But if you buy the kit, they send it with non-insulated like 4-inch foil. So we usually end up just like throwing that away. So I started buying these pieces separate. And then we use the, as you can kind of see hanging out there, the insulated stuff, which is much better. So we kind of piecemeal it. So one thing that I do when I put these together, I'm going to assemble them quick and then jump up on the roof. So what I like to do is once you twist this collar on, I like to drop a screw here and over here one more screw, and this just makes this connection nice and tight. If you don't do that, there's usually a lot of slop, so I don't know, I just don't want it to rattle and stuff down the road. So 2 little sheet metal screws will go a long way keeping these things quiet. This is that collar, so you just twist it on. There's like a little opening here, and they just kind of thread on there. But the issue with it is that afterwards, if you don't do those little screws, lots of movement. So it's already getting plenty warm up here, unfortunately, but we're gonna keep her moving here. So we've got our flashing, our whole hog, and I believe that's like a 4.5 or 4 3/4 hole saw. It's just a smidgen bigger than the little pipe end there. So I located a hole. You can't really see it, but I drilled down to make sure I was centered in my rafter spacing here and where I kind of wanted to be off the wall. I'm not in a plywood seam, so I've got plenty of good stuff here. Unfortunately, too, I'm gonna have to rework some of this stuff because the shingles were very sticky, sticking down nicely this summer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drill a hole through and through. We're gonna put this on top of it, so just the very bottom laps onto a shingle. We're gonna then piece our shingles on either side back in and slowly kind of work our way back up. And these last ones are always a bear, but you can get them. Usually I end up hand nailing them, but that DeWalt cordless gun kind of helps out too, so I might go grab that. But we'll get this one all patched in, and then we're gonna go over there, dead center, somewhere up in the top there, and chuck in the mushroom vent so that this roof is vented. All right, so this guy is fit on there now, and we're gonna tack it in place. So what we wanna make sure we're doing is that the flashing itself is overlapped onto a course of shingles, not under a course of shingles. So this line right here is the line that I'm talking about. This shingle line, we need to make sure that the flashing is on this side of that line. When we nail it off, I'll probably do like 4 nails, and we'll do them up here where it'll be concealed underneath the next layer of shingles. That way these nails aren't showing. I've seen plenty of roofs before where they'll have like nails down here and then they put some silicone on it, and when the sun heats this, you know, black metal up over and over and over and over and over again, that's just going to be a leak. So you want to make sure no nails down here. Nail it up top, you know, somewhere where it'll be under some shingles and be protected, and then we'll start piecing these shingles back in. So we'll have to take this first shingle and cut out a square, lay it down, nail it off, and then we'll pencil in the other ones underneath. Then we'll do some new ridge cap, and we'll be good to go. Couple 2, 3, 4 nails. Shingle is notched out. So to do this, I just usually put the shingle on the reveal going that way, and kind of figure this guy out. And then if you put the shingle over on this side, you can figure out your verticals. So that gets all of that settled up. We'll go ahead and bring that down to where it needs to be. Got a little ugly there with my knife. We'll clean that up. And then we'll have to pencil this one underneath. So we'll make sure we get that guy lifted up. Oh no, we're gonna have to replace that shingle. You see, big tear. So I'll have to get that one actually out of there before I get this on. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for here. So we want the shingle lined up all the way around. We want this nice and tight to the boot here, and then we'll nail it off. Like I said, I'm gonna actually have to pull this shingle because I didn't realize it was ripped there. So I'm gonna have to pull this shingle up, which I believe runs all the way over to my baby tin, which will be fun to deal with. I'll do that off camera because I'm sure there'll be plenty of curse words involved. And then we'll snip this guy. We'll get him penciled back in and re-ridge cap, and that's this guy all done. Shadows in the way, done. And pretty much just lost the ridge cap all the way up, and then pulled it down. So I was able to actually save the ridge cap that's up here. I only have to replace a couple feet that was over there, which I have extras anyway. So next up we have the highest flowing mushroom vent that I could find. So we're gonna stick this guy up here. I'd like to keep it as high up the roof plane as possible. So I think it's gonna end up sitting somewhere about here. So we're gonna take what is that? Can't see, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of shingles. I'm gonna take those out nicely. Working from the top down works a little better. And we'll have the flashing hang out here, and then we'll cut this one to it, cut this one to it, cut this one over it, and then this one will lap. So gonna start working at that. It's getting only sunnier out here, and this roof is only getting warmer. So try and get this done and get off of here. All right, this guy gets a big square hole. It's like 10 by 10. And then I just gave myself a couple little witness marks around the edge so I can get it centered up on the hole for max airflow efficiency. And then we're going to do the same thing we did with that fence. So I'm going to tack it above this line, probably in like 4 spots. And then we'll start penciling the shingles in. So we'll have to cut one in a horseshoe, and then fill in across the top. Kind of rework our flashings and stuff, make sure everything is good to go. And then we're going to put the ridge back on. So like usual, a couple shingles short of what I need, but we've got the mushroom vent in, got our bath fan vent in. I'm going to have to stop and grab some green hip and ridge, which sucks because I'll have a full bundle for 5 pieces, but such is life. So this side's done. I'm going to jump onto the lower roof and get that guy going next. So we got all 3 of these ones spotted. We really had not a whole lot to do with this roof, but I'm trying to make it better than it was without tearing it off. But kind of the craftsmanship is definitely lacking. I think we've got some like gutter apron upside down, pretty much the same thing as roof to wall flashing. Just got some nails through it just in case. Maybe ran out of some caulk. We got caulk on those two, but none on these two. But like I said, I have to draw the line somewhere. I'm trying to make it better than it was. This roof didn't have any vents on it at all, so got this cut in. So we're gonna get this other mushroom vent installed on this one. And then I got my holes spotted in for my 2, my half bath and my master bath fans. So what I'm gonna do, there's just lots of stuff, like this stuff just drives me nuts, guys. Like there's so many different places I noticed where like the shingles are staggered and stuff. Like just take a minute and just make that right. Come on. But anyway, I'm gonna take this row off all the way across, this row off all the way across, and this row I think I'm gonna try and leave. And I'm actually, because I'm not gonna be up into the nails for this guy, so I'm gonna actually make my cut, and that, oh, probably not in frame. I'm gonna make my cut, and then I'm gonna fold it up, tack the flashing off, and then that'll just save me one that I won't have to completely remove, because I really don't want to start playing with this, because you guys saw on the shingling video what is over there on that roof. I'm assuming it's the same behind this one. Lots of the pink foam, the fan fold, flashings are obviously not pretty, and it's going to be a big nightmare. So I'm going to try and stay out of that the best I can. So I don't really want to take up this shingle or this one or this flashing. So but I also didn't want to move all this stuff down the roof any further, because then it's not really as effective. And that's all the hose I have to get to that one. So I need to make sure I keep everything as close as I can to the wall here. So we'll get this guy cut in next. Sweet. Doesn't even look too bad. And if my OCD played nicely with me, we should be pretty decent. So we'll call that maybe like 14 inches. And we'll call that one, oh man, 14 inches. So we popped in that guy, like I said, and got that where there wasn't one, so that this roof has some venting. And then we've got the half bath fan and the master bath fan coming out the roof. So I'm going to go inside and hook up the insulated duct to all of these and the one that I put on the other side, and the bath fans will be done. and my roof penetrations will be done. Like I said in the last part, the only thing that I need is a couple more hip shingles, where I lost a couple on that other roof. So these ones are a little older, so they were a little brittle, and I was able to separate them nicely and actually was able to save everything and not have any issues. So lucky break there. But yeah, so that's how I do my roof penetrations and how we vent hip roofs. I believe there's also some other products. I believe there's like an edge vent type of deal that you can get for along the wall. However, in this application, I'm not sure if it would be enough venting because we only have about 6 feet here, and flashing nightmare. So like I said, I bought the biggest mushroom vent that I could find to try and get the hot air out of this little attic space. So team red and yellow for the win. That DeWalt gun is really nice for this kind of work. So if you do remodeling stuff, highly suggest. We'll do a whole video on that coming up because we're gonna do the vinyl siding on the addition with it. So we'll go a little more in depth, but yeah, that's that. Certainly warm up here, but I'm glad that this stuff is done. So we theoretically only have to come up on the roof one more time on the addition roof to tidy up the siding and roof flashings and stuff like that. So I'll do that when we get into the vinyl, and other than that, all this is done. So I'm gonna go tidy up inside and keep moving. We're just about through rough, so I'll have some videos coming out for that, and yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. I've been really trying to kick up the quality of my content as well as the information that I put out there. I'm hoping that if you guys have any questions, you're learning. If you have questions specifically, I always try to answer my comments. We don't get a ton of comments on these videos yet, but I always try and leave the comments, or if somebody asks a really good question, I'll make another video about it. So make sure you guys are engaging in that kind of stuff. And you know, I'm putting a lot into this, so if there's anything you guys learned and you feel that I earned a subscription, I'm gonna try my very best to keep the videos rolling out. I think right now I've got another 2 or 3 weeks worth of videos scheduled, so I've been trying to keep 3 a week, which is a lot of editing in the evenings. So yeah, I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate you guys who have been subscribing lately, and all the new subscribers to come. So it's been a fun ride, but we're gonna keep her moving.